Hey guys, welcome to another top 5 video. Today I will talk about sitcom TV shows. Sitcom is short for situation comedy. Sitcoms are commonly recorded in front of a studio audience. Sitcoms have been around since 1946, with the first sitcom being Pinwright's Progress. So I've watched sitcoms throughout my life, and I will talk about my 5 most favorite of all time. So let's get on with the list. Number 5, That's So Raven. This is one of my favorite Disney sitcom shows. I watched this show a lot when I was a kid. It's about a girl who has a psychic ability, and she always foresees bad things happening, and tries to stop them, but she ends up making things worse sometimes if not most of the time. It definitely led to some funny moments. It was also funny when Raven would put on disguises, like there is the moment when she dresses up like a raven sculpture, which is easily one of my favorite and most memorable moments. Later the show would get a spin-off called Cory in the House, and, as the title suggests, it focuses on Cory, and he gets to live in the White House. I personally liked the show, but I think That's So Raven is the better show in my opinion. Number 4. How I Met Your Mother. I didn't start watching this show until 2013, and I would often watch it with my brother. He was the one to get into it and I soon joined in. It's a show about a guy named Ted telling his kids about how he met his wife, and in reality it should just be one simple story, but it takes 9 years to tell the story, which is kind of ridiculous, but it gives the show its sense of amusement, if that makes sense. The show also has so many good jokes, heck I even get a kick out of the Canadian jokes, and I happen to be Canadian myself. The Tim Hortons scene is easily my favorite. It amused me when the kid put the hockey stick through the door handles after Barney trash talks about Canada. Overall, How I Met Your Mother is just a funny show, and I enjoyed it aside from the disappointing ending. Number 3. King of Queens. I never watched every episode of this show, but I've seen various episodes here and there. It's a show about a married couple known as Doug and Carrie who live in New York City. It's a show filled with many funny moments, like when Doug and Carrie argue. Their arguments are so hilarious. I also just really like the personality of the characters. I would love to watch every episode, and I would if I can find a good way to. I don't think it's on Netflix. Number 2. Mr. Young. This show started in 2011, and only lasted 3 seasons, and I would often watch it with my brother. It's a funny show. It's about a 14-year-old boy who is really smart and decides to be a high school science teacher. Due to his age, the students don't give him much respect. Many crazy things happen throughout the show. My favorite character in the show would be the janitor known as Dang. There is this ongoing gag with this character, where whenever his name is mentioned, he would appear out of nowhere and startle everyone, and it was always just so funny to me. There is also the history teacher, who only ever talks about the War of 1812. Overall, this is my favorite high school sitcom, and one of my favorite episodes is Mr. Sleep. Before I get to number 1, I would like to give some honorary mentions. First one would be to Modern Family. I haven't watched much of the show, but I do enjoy it at any given moment that I happen to watch it at. Then there are the Zack and Cody shows, which I did enjoy. I have nostalgia for both shows. I also did watch Big Bang Theory, but it was another show I would watch here and there. I didn't see every episode, but I like the show. Then there is Growing Pains. I was obsessed with the theme song. As a kid, I would always watch it after Full House. There were some other good Disney shows that I enjoyed, like Wizards of Waverly Place, Phil of the Future, Lizzie McGuire, and so on. I liked all those shows. And finally, number 1. Full House and Fuller House. Yep, I'm going to talk about both shows as they're both part of the same continuity. So I first watched Full House in 2004. When it would play every weeknight on a Christian TV channel. I don't think I really got into it until 2005, and it became part of my routine to watch it every day. I would even watch it even when I had seen every episode. I just loved it that much. It's also a really funny show with many great moments. I even owned all the seasons on DVD. I always wished the show lasted longer, but then Fuller House came along. It doesn't have that same charm as the original show, but I thought it was pretty awesome. It's so nice to see all the familiar characters again. Well, there was one character that never made an appearance, but at least she was mentioned throughout the show. Just like Full House, Fuller House was a funny show. I enjoyed all the good jokes and references to the original show. The show also had some really good fourth wall humor. Overall, I love both these shows. They're just fun shows. And that's all for my list. I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching.